Greetings, seekers of ancient knowledge and lovers of myths. Today, I invite you to join me on a journey into the mysterious and multifaceted story of Lilith, one of the most misunderstood figures in mythology and religion. Lilith's tale spans thousands of years, weaving through the earliest civilizations, religious traditions, and mystical philosophies, from her origins as a night spirit in Mesopotamian lore to her transformation into the first woman in Jewish folklore. Lilith's story is one of rebellion, power, and the eternal struggle between freedom and control. If you find this story captivating, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Let us know who your favorite type of character is: kings, warriors, demons, angels, or mystical beings. Now, without further ado, let us dive into the story of Lilith, the first rebel and queen of the night. The birth of Lilith. Her ancient Mesopotamian origins. The story of Lilith begins in the cradle of civilization, ancient Mesopotamia. In Sumerian mythology, she is referred to as Lilatu, a wind spirit or demon associated with storms and the night. The etymology of her name derives from the Sumerian word lil, meaning air or spirit, which reflects her intangible and untamable nature. The earliest mentions of Lilith appear in Sumerian and Akkadian texts. These writings portray her as a dangerous figure who haunted desolate places and preyed on the weak, particularly pregnant women and infants. In these texts, Lilith is not a solitary being but part of a group of spirits, known as Lilatu and Ardat Lili. These spirits were feared for their ability to cause disease, infertility, and death, marking Lilith as a harbinger of chaos and misfortune. One of the most notable early references to Lilith is found in the Epic of Gilgamesh. Here, she appears as a demonic figure dwelling in the sacred Ulupu tree, tended by the goddess Inanna. The tree is also inhabited by a serpent and a monstrous bird, symbolizing chaos and disorder. When Gilgamesh cuts down the tree to make a throne for Inanna, Lilith flees into the wilderness, a recurring motif in her mythology. This episode establishes her as a figure of exile, living outside the boundaries of order and civilization. Lilith in Jewish folklore. The first woman. Lilith's transformation into a central figure in Jewish folklore begins centuries later, with her depiction as the first woman in the alphabet of Ben Sira, a satirical text from the medieval period. This version of Lilith's story diverges sharply from her Mesopotamian origins, presenting her as Adam's first wife, created at the same time and from the same earth as Adam. Unlike Eve, who was formed from Adam's rib and thus seen as subordinate to him, Lilith was Adam's equal. However, this equality became the source of conflict between them. When Adam demanded that Lilith lie beneath him during intimacy, she refused, asserting that they were created as equals, and that she would not be subservient to him. In an act of defiance, Lilith uttered the ineffable name of God and fled Eden, taking refuge by the Red Sea, a region associated with demons and outcasts. Adam, distraught by her departure, appealed to God to bring her back. God sent 3 angels, Senoi, Sansanoi, and Samanjalof, to retrieve her. The angels found Lilith near the Red Sea, where she had taken up with demonic entities and given birth to countless offspring. When the angels demanded that she return to Eden, Lilith refused, declaring that she would not submit to Adam or to the divine order that sought to control her. As punishment, the angels decreed that 100 of her children would die each day. In response, Lilith vowed to harm the children of Adam and Eve, particularly newborns. To protect their children from Lilith, Jewish families began using amulets inscribed with the names of the 3 angels or other protective symbols. The demonization of Lilith. Over time, Lilith's image became darker and more fearsome. In the Talmud, she is described as a winged demoness with a seductive and predatory nature. She was believed to seduce men in their sleep, causing them to have nocturnal emissions, which were seen as sinful in certain religious contexts. This association with sexuality and temptation turned Lilith into a scapegoat for societal anxieties about female independence and desire. Lilith was also linked to the concept of the succubus, a female demon who preys on men by seducing them and draining their vitality. These stories reinforce the perception of Lilith as a dangerous and destructive force, particularly to those who strayed from moral or social norms. Lilith in Kabbalistic mysticism. Lilith's story takes on a more complex and esoteric dimension in Kabbalistic Mysticism. In these traditions, she is described as a partner to Samael, the Prince of Darkness, forming an unholy union that mirrors the sacred pairing of Adam and Eve. Together, Lilith and Samael are said to rule over the Qliphoth, the shadowy and impure realms that oppose the divine tree of life. Kabbalistic texts also explore Lilith's role as the Sitra Achra, the other side of existence that balances and challenges divine order. In this context, Lilith is not merely a demon but a necessary force in the cosmic balance. She represents the hidden and primal aspects of creation, embodying both the destructive and creative potentials of the universe. The reclamation of Lilith. Feminist icon and modern interpretations. In the modern era, Lilith has been reclaimed as a symbol of female empowerment and rebellion against patriarchal control. Her refusal to submit to Adam and her exile from Eden resonate with those who see her as a champion of autonomy and self-determination. Writers, artists, and activists have reimagined Lilith as a heroine, not a villain, celebrating her defiance and independence. Lilith has also become a prominent figure in popular culture, appearing in literature, music, and television. From being portrayed as a seductive and dangerous anti-heroine to a misunderstood rebel, Lilith continues to captivate audiences with her complexity and mystique. Little-known aspects of Lilith. While much of Lilith's story is well documented, there are lesser-known details that shed light on her enigmatic nature. Her role as a protector of women. Despite her fearsome reputation, Lilith is sometimes invoked as a protector of women, particularly those in childbirth. This duality underscores her role as both nurturer and destroyer. Her association with the moon. In some traditions, Lilith is linked to the moon, particularly its dark and hidden aspects. She symbolizes the mysteries of the night and the power of the unseen. Her role in astrology. In astrology, Lilith appears as the black moon, representing hidden desires, primal instincts, and the shadow self. Her name in magic and amulets. Ancient amulets often bore Lilith's name or protective symbols to ward off her influence. These artifacts highlight the deep cultural impact of her legend. Philosophical reflections on Lilith. Lilith's story invites us to explore profound questions about freedom, power, and the nature of good and evil. Was Lilith truly a villain, or was she a misunderstood figure challenging an unjust order? Her tale forces us to confront our own biases and the societal norms that shape our perceptions of morality. Through Lilith, we see the duality of existence, creation and destruction, light and shadow, submission and defiance. She reminds us that the human spirit is not easily tamed, and that the pursuit of autonomy often comes at great cost. Conclusion. Lilith's enduring legacy. And so, the story of Lilith concludes. Or does it? Her legend continues to evolve, adapting to the cultural and philosophical questions of each new era. Whether as a demon, goddess, or feminist icon, Lilith remains a powerful and enduring figure, a testament to the complexities of myth and the human imagination. If this tale inspired you, don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories of myths and legends. And let us know in the comments. Who is your favorite type of character? Kings, warriors, demons, angels, or creatures of legend? Until next time, may you find light in the shadows and strength in the stories of old. Farewell, seekers of truth.